Rayman 2, a game loved but largely forgotten by the modern public. Games like Mario 64 are still talked about today, but why isn't Rayman 2? Today I'm going to be looking at why Rayman 2 is the greatest game ever. Rayman 2 started production as a 2D platformer, much like its successful predecessor, Rayman 1, which was a very hard 2D platformer. If you've ever played Rayman 1, you know what I'm on about. Rayman 2 started its life as a 3D platformer after the devs went to E3 and saw Crash Bandicoot 1. This changed everything as they now had a clear idea for what they wanted for Rayman 2. They started work on Tonic Trouble, not Rayman 2. The reason for this is because they never had experience in 3D game design, so they wanted to get a nice bit of practice first. So after releasing Tonic Trouble, they started work on Rayman 2 The Great Escape. Rayman 2 was a massive success and stood out firmly from the crowd. Now Rayman 2's dark theme is one of the reasons I think it's the best game ever. Not only was Rayman 2 one of the first 3D games, it also revisualized the genre itself. And it showed people that 3D platformers didn't have to be rainbows and sunshine and a lack of story. Rayman 2 took very dark turns, with depictions of slavery and getting chased by a massive eyeball trying to eat you alive. Yeah, that one belongs in your nightmares for a reason. But Rayman 2's dark tone wasn't just expressed in the storyline, it's also shown very well through its art style. It used dark and dismal colours to reinforce the feeling of the game. Now it was dark and depressing, but all the levels were beautiful. All the levels were very intricate and very heavily detailed, especially for the PS2 era. Don't forget when this came out, Rayman 2 had turned games like Mario 64 on the head with what was possible with storytelling. Now how does all of this make Rayman 2 the greatest game ever? Well, not only did Rayman destroy the competition back in the day, the game still holds up really well now, especially with its darker tone and smooth controls. You see, Rayman 2 only had very basic controls like jump, run and fly, unlike Mario 64, which had quite a few controls which sometimes felt janky. Rayman 2 also made extremely unique levels. At one point you could be riding a rocket shell down a tight corridor dodging stingers, and the next you can be running from a pirate ship shooting planks beneath your feet. Yeah, this game took everything to the extreme. But the game was endlessly changing things up. The game endlessly changed and there's always something new. Unlike games like Banjo-Kazooie, which did the format really well, but didn't really expand off it. Why, if Rayman 2 is so great, is it not appreciated today? This is because of the Rabbids. Now the Rabbids happened long after Rayman 2 and after Rayman 3. There were many ideas floating around for Rayman 4, but as soon as work began on Rayman 4, the Wii was released. Now the Wii changed gaming forever. Every company was jumping to make a Wii game because this thing was successful beyond belief. So Ubisoft thought to themselves, how do we get a Wii game? What they thought of was doing some mini games with Rabbids, but we need a successful franchise. Hang on, we've got Rayman. So they put those two together, but the thing people didn't realise, this took the place of Rayman 4. This was the start of the Rabbids and the end of Rayman. Any reputation Rayman had was destroyed by the Rabbids. Rayman became a joke in the gaming community, and any achievements he had made were now overshadowed by mediocre minigames. This left Rayman's legacy in the dust. Now games like Mario stuck to the origins and kept on making renovative and great games again and again and again, like Mario Odyssey and Mario Galaxy, while Rayman took the back pedal for the Rabbids, who kept on releasing mediocre games. All of this helped overshadow Rayman 2's achievement from back in the day, but I do think Rayman can make a comeback by releasing a remake of Rayman 2. This is so Ubisoft can test the waters and see if Rayman would still be popular in the modern times, and it probably will be. So after that we can see games such as Rayman 4 and maybe Rayman 5. And maybe Rayman 4 can be one of the most innovative games of the 2020s, just like Rayman 2 was back in the 90s. Like I said, Rayman 4 could be one of the most innovative games of the 2020s. If you want to see what I think Rayman 4 could look like, then this video is for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing and join the Insta Army today. And I'll see you next time. See ya!